Oh, fuck.
Choking it?
Fuck.
What's up, everybody? It's your friend Isaac from Big Bike BMX, and man, I'm pretty stoked about this episode. I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. It's a story that I think all of us, well, I know all of us have been through it, and it's just kind of that we're going to talk about what it's like starting out, again, starting out BMX, starting out skateboarding, following your passions as you get older, and the challenges that entails. So we've got a pretty fun guest tonight, Craig. What's up, man? How are you doing today?
Dude, I'm stoked, man. I'm doing pretty good. You know, I got to say that was a good intro, because the reason that I'm stoked on this not only is to sit and hang out with Roman from Prodigal Sons, who we'll get to in just a second, but this has to be, when I saw this video, Isaac, I was like, that's me. That was me, you know. And it's like a lot of the time we look at, you know, young kids that can pick things up right out of the gate, and they watch YouTube, and it seems like they go out and they try, and they're doing things right away. And here we are, guys who are pushing 50 years old, and you know, things happen. You know, I mean, Isaac, I've been there. I've sent you clips of me looping out. I've sent you, you know, I've told you stories about like what happens when I come in the door and I need an ice pack, you know. And so
it's all of us.
Yeah, it's all of us. So yeah, man, I'm pretty stoked, man. Let me tell you who we got here, Isaac. Can I introduce the guest?
Do it.
All
and
right.
give the backstory too. I mean, I'll give a little bit of, let me give a little bit of an intro.
Yeah.
So Roman hit me up, you know, and was like, hey man, had a couple questions about his monster quad, right? And I'm like, dude, dope, yeah. I try and answer all the comments that we get on the YouTube channel as often as I can. The ones that are at least serious, you know what I mean? I get trolled a lot too. So
yeah.
But if someone asks a legit question, especially someone that's like, you know, hey man, what advice, what tips you got for me? So Roman and I were going back and forth for I don't know, man. It seemed like, you know, back and forth for maybe a day or two. And then, you know, man, he leaves this message like, bro, failed hard. And he's like, check out my latest video. And so I go over to his channel, man. And, you know, it's just, you know, I'll let you describe the video, but I was the same way, Craig. I related. I'm like, dude, man, do I ever understand and feel your pain, Roman? So I was like, I immediately called Craig, man. And I was like, Craig, you got to watch this. You know, check out these comments and then go watch this video and tell me if you don't relate to this 100%. And then, you know, Craig, you kicked it off. Tell me your experience with this. Tell me your history.
Well, okay. So like the first thing that caught my attention was obviously knowing what was going on, but Roman, and we'll let Roman tell us about this, but he's by nature, he's a skater. He's a guy who picked up skateboarding not too long ago, or at least got back into it. Right. So the thing with his video was, he was like, hey dudes, my wife got me a big bike for Christmas. And
she found it like on Christmas Eve. She found a monster quad. Yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, the first thing I thought was, dang, man, you got that bike pretty fast. So I was already hooked.
Your wife loves you, dude. Yeah, keep her forever.
I was already like hooked into the video, and then, you know, so I was like, okay, this guy is going, you know, Roman's saying, hey man, I want to try this wheelie thing, because, you know, I'm a skater. I do stuff, you know, I'm a little bit older, but I want to try this.
I ride dirt bikes. Yeah. I rode bikes when I was a kid. I know how
I want to get stoked, dude. And I was like, cool. Who doesn't get a big bike and want to wheelie right out of the, you know, or do something on that bike
100%
right away? Exactly.
Yep.
So from there, we're going to let that start this conversation out and see where it goes. So, you know, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, all the viewers out there with Big Bike BMX in here tonight with us, I want to introduce you to the guy we're talking about. We've got Roman from Prodigal Sons on YouTube. You can go check his channel out, here with us tonight to elaborate on this story. Roman, welcome to the show, man. So stoked to have you here. How's everything going, brother?
Pretty good. Thank you, Craig and Isaac. It's good to see you guys and be on here. Boy, where do I start with my deal with this bike? It happened too quick.
Yeah.
You know, that's my problem. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that, it's not anything you have to apologize about, because like I said, it seems like, you know, someone who's been around skating, bikes, motocross, whatever, you know, the non-conventional action sports for their whole life, like you have, Isaac has, and I have. Of course, you're like, hey, here's something new. It's the hottest thing out. I'm getting this big bike. What should I do with it on day one? Boom.
You should send it, Craig. You should send it.
Dude, I'm gonna grab the GoPro and I'm gonna take the kids out on that bike path that looks so scary. And I'm going to start doing some wheelies and get some good content, right?
How hard can it be? That old guy Isaac does it in a Santa suit.
So that's where we're going to
start.
So, I mean, so Roman, okay, so you obviously you got the bike. Where did you get the idea for I need to wheelie this thing, or how did you choose this big bike? What was leading you on this path?
Well, you know, honestly, I think it happened too fast. I follow a guy on Instagram that's wheeling on a dirt bike, and then all of a sudden the algorithm starts showing me guys on bicycles, and they're swerving in traffic and acting real stupid. And of course, the young part of me is like, that's dope. No, not the crazy stuff, but the wheelie. I've wanted that my whole life, and now all of a sudden they've got a BMX bike that fits me. Because the last time, I was thinking about it today, the last time I got off a bike was probably in 1987, probably like my sophomore, junior year in high school. And then I was on a mountain bike for a little while, and then surfing, girls, all that other
Sorry
stuff
about
came.
that.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
Do you know, we've all been there, man. We've all been there.
Yeah, exactly. But then when I noticed there was this other scene, and I saw some videos of ride outs, and I thought, oh man, this is cool. This is cool. Like the guys that are in, you know, my YouTube group, I don't know if anyone knows about this. This is how I felt. Like I discovered something that I need to share with everybody, you know, I need to check this out. And I got into it with such an interest about, you know, having a YouTube channel, you know, sometimes makes us do stupid things. You know, get the camera on you and you're like, I'm going to try to pick this up in one day. Well, I hadn't been on a BMX bike. That was the first day. So it's not just trying to wheelie. It's like the first day I rode a BMX bike again.
Right. And you're like, what a better way to document this as a YouTuber and then take my kids in a GoPro. So I'm down with you, dude. You had me hooked on the video right out of the gate.
Dude, okay. Roman, let me just tell you, I relate to your story so much, bro, because like a dude I worked with at my job, he is me, only the skateboard version. He's almost the same age. Grew up riding with he competed. He has a trophy from the X Games, not first, but that's all I know. You know, has some pretty popular friends. He went in his swimming pool. He had recovered with this coating on his pool, so that in the wintertime he can drain it and skate it. In the summertime he can fill it up and swim. And you know, next thing I know, I follow his Instagram, and it's like, you know, there's Lance Mountain at his house, Caballeros at his house, McGill's at his house. I'm like, bro, you had like the whole Powell team at your house. What? And then I find out, right? He's like, oh, dude, they're doing retro repops of like the old boards, right? And so I was like, I found myself one Friday afternoon Googling how I can get like a repop Hosoi deck, because I couldn't afford a Hosoi deck when I was a kid. My mom was like, you're not buying that. You could get like a penny board, right? So I am you for skateboarding, where I'm like, I can ride wheelies, man. For sure I can get out there and I can at least do an ollie. You know what I mean? So I related to your story on that level so much. Like, I'm already pretty good at this dexterity type sport. You know, I've got balance. You know, my brain,
what could be so hard?
Yeah, what can be so hard, right? Like,
Yeah.
look, Roman's doing kick flips and carving bowls. Why? Give me a day and a half, Craig, and I will be out there doing like front side this, and I'll do a couple of hand plants and some ho-hos, and you know what I mean? Like, this won't be that bad, dude. Like, you know, like a couple nollies, we'll be good, dude. This will be all right.
Yeah, like a day.
Yeah, a day and a half, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And my brain says, my body's like, I don't know, maybe. My brain's like, you got this, dude. Send it. You got a helmet and you got a YouTube channel. Record it. It'll be great. So I related to that. And Roman, I loved your story of like just how stoked you were, like that Christmas Eve. I think I like the Christmas Eve video even better than like you learning the next day, because it was just like, I think we've all related to how stoked you were just sitting there. Like, the dude, okay, so my wife got me a Big Ripper last Christmas, right? And I literally told her, I'm a grown ass man. And I was like, babe, do you mind if I put the Big Ripper in our bedroom? Like, can I just look at it while I fall asleep tonight? Because for me, I was like, dude, I have a bike that I love. And I dude, like when I was a kid, I remember like Craig, the first time you got like a good bike, did you put it in the garage or did you put it in your bedroom so you could just stare at it while you fell asleep?
No, it's in my bedroom. It was Christmas 1982, dude.
Yeah. I was like, babe, can I put, you don't mind if I just carry this upstairs? She's like, you're an idiot, but yes, you can do that. And so, you know, and so I related to you sitting there, just looking at the bike, like, wow, my wife got me on Christmas Eve a monster quad, which in itself, dude, it would be easier to win the lottery and the Super Bowl with a Pee Wee team than it would be to find a monster quad on Christmas Eve. So your wife is an amazing woman to pull that off, dude. So, but like, let's talk about it, man. So the next day, you know, I waited, because you're like, it went wrong, you know what I mean? So I knew there was a crash in there, but I didn't know what I was about to watch. Right. And you had it, dude. You had like a good run for like the 20 minute lead up, dude. Like, you were on it. Like, I mean, and it's funny, dude, to hear you talk about, like, Isaac says, do sets and reps. And I'm like, yeah, exactly what you do, bro. And so he was doing like, you know, 10 sets of as many pedals as he could get, and then took a break and then did it again.
Yeah, dude, my jaw was like dropped already, because I'm like, this is Roman's first day out on the bike. And he's like, man, I heard Isaac from Big Bike telling me to do 10 sets or 10 reps, and he's doing them. He's getting like 9, 10, 11, 12 crank pedals through the wheelie. And I'm like, this is his day one.
Yeah. I was like, dude, you're doing great.
Oh, this guy's going to kill it. You know, I mean, Roman, that morning you were probably stoked, man. You're like, oh, I got this, right?
I absolutely thought I had it nailed the first day. I mean, I thought I was going to be pulling, you know, half a block. I just thought I was, and I was, you know, and I think Isaac's lesson plan there of getting to one spot and doing like 10 tries, sit down, take a break, have water. That's such good advice, because that's where I went wrong. You know, all of a sudden I'm going uphill, chasing my kids, and things go wrong. I should have stuck to the plan. You know, I shouldn't have. If I would have been out there somewhere where I'm going slower and I'm keeping the same repetition, that day could have been totally different. Totally different.
The thing from the video that I thought, like, right away, you were like, all right, listen, guys, you know, this is in your video, and I want everybody to go see it. Hopefully, Isaac, we can put some clips in here, but if you guys want to go watch the full video, go check out Roman's Prodigal Sons video.
And anyways, subscribe while you're there, because it's a good channel.
Subscribe to his channel. It's a really good channel. Yeah. But you were like, hey guys, you know, I saw some videos, or I heard some advice about putting a backpack on with some padding in it or some pillows, but you know, that sounds weak. That's lame. And I'm like, and I'm going to tell you straight up, dude, I'm like, this guy's about to eat those words. I know it, because I know what this video is about.
Yeah. Yeah. And okay. So, and I'll tell you, dude, the just quick to interject about the sets and reps. The reason I tell people to do that is because it's the adrenaline. As soon as you get like 2 or 3 and you feel, when you're on your bike and then you feel that comfortable balance point where you're like, yep, I'm in it, I'm floating. Your adrenaline kicks in, and your stoke goes from like, I'm skate. I'll put it in skating terms. It goes from like, I'm skating out front of my house to I just watched Animal Chin, and now I'm going to go skate in front of my house. Or, you know, anyone that's ever just been like, yes. And so you feel that balance point. You feel like you're getting it. But you know, at the same time, we're mortal, we're human, and your muscle, you're working new muscles when you're learning to wheelie. Your wrists, it's a different angle on your wrist, your back, your shoulders, your elbows, your thighs, all of it. And so your brain is absorbing all of this information of like the balance point, the feathering the brakes. And for you as a skater, it's like if you were to go and you were to carve over, let's say a light or some stairs on a pool, I'm assuming you don't really think about the adjustments that your body's making, you know, as you're carving, because you've done it 1,000 times. Now, someone like myself who were to go to do that, I would be thinking, is my nose too high? Do I look at the coping? Where do I look? Things that you don't think about, I'm processing and my brain is getting used to. And so that break after the fact is a time to reflect, think about, what did I do right? What did I learn? Not what did I do wrong? What did I learn? What did I do right? And what do I want to train my brain to see again? I'm very thought out when I wheelie and I try and teach things, because I think you can do this a lot faster than the way I did it. So I just try and impart that knowledge. So that's the 10 reps, is to give your muscle time to relax, give yourself oxygen, and to really contemplate what you learned and how you're going to adapt. That's what that's for, Roman. So carry on, dude. You were going, dude, you were doing great. Your kids are out there watching.
Yeah. It was going good. It was really going good as a kid. So in high school or junior high, whatever, I would try to do wheelies, and same thing, maybe get 4 or 5 pedals, you know, each time forward. And I never did them on the seat. So that was another real hang up for me, was I think I watch a lot of videos, not just you, but anybody and sometimes it's funny because I'm 50 years old and I'm watching some 9-year-olds, you know, do a tutorial on doing wheelies, and it's funny, but I sort of got from all the content I watched that it's better to do these wheelies sitting down.
Yep.
And so that was my first day ever. Like as a child, I was standing up, and that really kind of sketched me out, to be honest, the sitting down part. But I was like, no, your advice made sense. And being that I kind of am the scared old guy that picked up a skateboard at 47, I share, you know, that's what my channel's kind of about, is like telling other scared old guys, like, this is what really scares me here. And I'm going to try to combat that by, you know, maybe this is a hack. Maybe this is a trick. We'll see how it goes.
Exactly.
You know, so,
exactly.
And I also have like this thing running in my mind, which I need to get this thing out of there, that, I like the crash clips. You know, they're highlights for the channel or something stupid. Now that's a bad belief system.
Should I try one going uphill? Let's try it. Oh, fuck!
Joking it?
It's my lungs, guys. I'm okay.
Don't start doing
I'm
wheelies.
okay. I'm okay. Oh, is the GoPro on my head?
No, it's fell. It's fine now. It's not cracked. Yeah, it's not cracked.
Oh. Oh man. Is anybody coming?
Yes, 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 yes,
They
yes.
see me?
Yes.
They're gonna stop. Go around. Tell them I'm okay.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just got my lungs. I'm gonna be all right though. Oh.
Okay. Everybody cool?
Yeah, I'm good, man. You can go on. Thank you for checking. I'm fine though. I just need a minute.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, thank you. Merry Christmas.
There's a Rottweiler up there, up ahead.
Oh man, dude.
Can't there's pedestrians, you gotta get up.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's not so good to do wheelies, okay?
Oh.
While you're with your kids.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah.
I want to.
Yeah.
With bikes, I'll tell you what. That crash out there made me think about everything in life. I mean, that was gnarly. Like I've had some really bad crashes. I had a worse one on a skateboard where I landed on a low rail on my back and I fractured the same ribs I'm dealing with now. And that was super gnarly. But I'll tell you what, this bike thing caught me out of nowhere. Like it was tough. That was tough. You know, I know, and I'll be back on it and charging it, but this time I'm gonna soak more of it in, man. The tips, everything, you know, grinding the pegs. I saw a guy grind the little pegs down on his pedal, and I thought, wow, he's gonna ruin his new pedals to go learn a wheelie. But when my van stuck on those pedals, and I couldn't get my feet off, and I'm kissing my whatever goodbye, it was like I'm cutting those pedals down too.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, it makes you think about everything in life, because at that point of you thinking I'm going to ride this wheelie, and the next thing you're looking at is like birds and clouds and the skies up in the air. You're thinking about life because it's flashing in front of you. It's, you know, to some point, the most remarkable thing for me, Roman, was like, not that I was laughing at you or, you know, having fun at your expense, but I was like, damn, this dude caught on film what happens to all of us, you know, trying to learn a new trick or trying to learn a wheelie. We've all ended up on our backs, and maybe not all, but for me, that was
Everybody. No, Craig. Everybody lands on your back. Everybody lands on your back. Everybody
right, you land on your back, right, Isaac? But it's like, here it is. It's captured. You know, I'm sure a lot of people have captured their own, you know, loop out, but I mean, Roman did a hell of a job, and then when the kids picked up the camera, they kept the party going. You know.
Yeah. I hats off to your kids, dude, because so two things. Riding when you're and this is, you know, this video is basically for my old dudes like me, man. On your 20-inch bike, if you loop out and you fall back, it's like, I'm going to give you an example. It's like falling backwards on a chair, but maybe it's like the kid's chair that you have to sit in. It's like this far off the ground. When you're doing parent-teacher conferences and your kids are in elementary school and you have to sit in those little squatty potty, you know, plastic chairs. Now you fall back on one of those. It's cute. It's kind of like, it's embarrassing, but it's not, I mean, it's not disabling. To fall off of a monster quad like Roman did, that's like falling off of a bar stool to your flat back on cement at speed. And so it's a very different impact on your body. It knocks the wind out of you, gives you a quick chiropractic adjustment, and your ribs shoot through and vibrates your soul is what happens. Your soul gets shook. And so, you know, you fall down and you're laying there and you kind of hear the, and, you know, it's that self-assessment moment. Like, okay, can I breathe? Can I move body parts? Do they move freely? Is the bone showing anywhere? And then you kind of do the internal assessment. Like, can I inhale and exhale? Right. And Craig and I joke about it, like, call my mom, somebody call my mom. You know, like it's that you got you know, you got your bell rung, got the wind knocked out of you, but then there's that pain that you never felt when you were a kid when you fell, but suddenly you feel magically at the age of 30 or over. And it gets worse every year, you know, and you know, you're laying there And dude, I'm laughing with you. I'm not laughing at you because I've been there. But dude, it was so endearing to watch you lay there and you're like, is anyone coming? You're like, you're still self-assessing. Is anyone going to come and hit me? You know, is anyone going to run over me? They're like, yeah, a guy on a bike's coming. Okay. And you're like, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'll be okay. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, that had to have been one of my favorite parts when the guy on the road bike, Roman, stopped. And, you know, shout out to that dude for checking on you, because there you are, you know, in the prone. And
he's been there too, though. I guarantee it.
Yeah, he's been there, but he's he's looking at Roman's kids, like looking at him like, Dad, we shouldn't wheelie, or, you know, and then the guy's like, you okay? Yeah, I'm cool, man. Keep going, Merry. And then the guy goes, Merry Christmas. I was like, oh,
Merry Christmas to you too.
Yeah, brutal.
Yeah. And then there's a Rottweiler coming. There's a dog coming, Dad. It's a Rottweiler. Yeah. You know,
you couldn't
on a leash.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then your kids do with the wisdom. Maybe you shouldn't wheelie in front of your kids, Dad. You know, like, yeah, I get it, dude. I totally get it. You know, so and you know, the best part of that video though was like kind of that was the part that made me like, I'm a dad, bro. So I got twins that are 13 and a daughter that's 7. So I related to that video. And your kids, you go from being hero to like, should I call mom? You know, like get the car, you know, and you're doing the self-assessment while you're riding back. You're like, man, I think I'm okay. If I could just get to the car, you know, and then you're like, I made it to the car. And then the aftermath in front of the house, bro. And you're talking about like, yeah, I should have had, you know, I heard these kids talk about a backpack with pillows, man. That would have really done some good for me. And just talking about the man, this hurts, you know, and the dreaded, like, I know this is going to hurt 2 days from now, even worse. How are you doing now, brother? Like what was that recovery from that fall like?
Honestly, you know, anybody that's fractured ribs or done that, it's about as bad as anything can be to recover from. You can't laugh, you know, you can't cough, you can't sneeze. I mean, and you're afraid of it. It's coming because it hurts so bad. It was so hard. Like, I wondered if I needed to stop living my life the way I've been living my life for a second, you know. It's bad for 3 days. It's about as bad as I've ever felt. But now I was doing okay after about 2 weeks. I thought, oh man, I'm going to go get a skate session. And then, you know, I was laying there trying to help my wife, you know, with something. And I ended up pulling my arm down, and whatever it started to heal separated again. And then I had another terrible week. So I'm a week out of that right now, and I'm feeling a lot better. I mean, there's pain, but you start to get used to just living with it. And then I'll have the tightness, you know, for a year. Yeah. Afterwards, you know, but I feel like I'm ready definitely to ride again. I don't know if I'm going to do a wheelie just yet.
You should, but you should. Get out there and wheelie, man. I'm going to give you a couple tips here too. And Craig, you chime in with any advice that you have too. Get yourself a helmet. First and foremost, dude. I don't want to see you out there without a helmet, dude, because you got one brain, you know what I mean? And you have a lot of wisdom to impart on your kids and the rest of your viewers. And you know, it's too easy to hit your head. You saw how quickly how quickly things can go from fun to oh snap, you know. I recommend, you know, Protec's a great helmet. You can wear your skate helmet. The one behind you will work. I like what's called an S1 helmet. That's my preferred helmet. And they make one called the Retro, and it looks really good. Covers a lot of your dome. And they test every single helmet. Every batch gets a test. And they put a lot of science behind it and G-forces and all this. Great padding, and you can customize that helmet. S1 helmets, I think, are great. I'm not sponsored by them. I don't get any kind of, they've never seen my channel. But that's just, I think they make a really solid helmet, man. Definitely get that. I'm going to give you some advice on some braces and stuff like that. Craig and I just recently discovered some products that I'm in love with. And they're from a skateboarder, a skateboard company called OldBones Therapy. If you just Google OldBones Therapy, I've dislocated my knee 3 times, and this is a knee brace. It's knitted, dude. So it's like a sock, and it has a cutout in the middle. They make knee braces, elbow braces, ankle braces, back braces, and they all have inserts for some gel packs, so you can put cold and hot back and forth on those things, man. And then they make this stuff too. This sounds like an ad. It's not. I really do believe in this stuff because my bones are all jacked up. Pain relief cream. This stuff is great. I put it on my elbow and my knee last night. Felt great about it. But get yourself some safety equipment and some recovery compression stuff, man, for sure.
Yeah, you know, like
but definitely get back out there.
Roman, when you're skating, I noticed in your videos, you got on wrist guards, you got on like it's a helmet, pretty cool. And you got on, I think, some like elbow, it looks like elbow pads and maybe even knee pads. So all those things you use for skating, because you know, when you bail on a skateboard, whether you're in a ramp or a pool or whatever, you're going to be hitting the bendable joints, the kneecaps, the elbows, your head and all that.
Your wrist.
Yeah. Your wrists, everything, right? So same thing with the bikes, obviously, but looping out, I mean, Isaac nailed it. My advice kind of follows Isaac's, but just do everything that the kids say you should have done that you were like, man, I should have done that. You know, maybe in the beginning wear a backpack and stuff like that, but it's the same idea, you know, just got to protect your head first and foremost. And this isn't a PSA to tell you what to do. It's just like Isaac and I have been there too. I mean, you're part of the club now. You hold a card that says I've looped out. You get it. Whatever hurts on you, you understand what's going on. You know, unfortunately that happens, and fortunate enough, like Isaac said, dude, get back on the bike just like you would if you bailed hard at the skate park, man. You know you're going to get back on the skateboard. You know you're going to try that trick again. Same with the wheelie thing, you know, same with like bull riding or whatever, you know, get back on the bull. Just because you got bucked off doesn't mean you can't get back up, you know, and you know that too. It seems like you've got that like killer stoke drive to you. And I've watched your videos where you're out there skating and you're like, you're doing tricks and you're commentating about, you know, I just want to land this, and over and over again, you're trying. And then it's like, woo, you know, you make that. Yeah. So that's all we're saying. And you know it too, you know, one of the things I found most like inspirational about your videos with the skateboarding is that you just keep grinding and grinding and grinding, you know, and that's what hooked me into your videos, dude. So same thing with the bikes, bro. Just get out there and keep pedaling and keep grinding. Right?
Yeah, I'm fired up about it. And here I am again. There's this confident, overconfident, cocky person. So it's like, I'll have this in no time. You know, I'm going to try them in the grass first, and maybe I'll go back to standing up again. Is that good or is that not good?
No, don't stand up, dude. Here's the thing, dude,
because I think you said it. I think you said that they were worse crashes when you're standing up, right? Did I hear that right, or was that somebody else?
It would be somebody else, because I'll never suggest anybody do stand-up wheelies. You can, if you're starting to fall when you're sitting, you can stand up and then quickly sit down again. Just stand up to get more power and more torque on that crank to get your wheel back up, but then immediately sit back down, because you can't control a stand-up wheelie as much as you can control a sit-down wheelie.
But can you get off?
No. So that's the thing. It's if you're standing up while you're wheeling, and if you need to bail and jump off the bike, all your weight's down on your feet. It's so hard. And like you said earlier, your van's locked into those little pegs on the pedal. Yeah. You can't jump off. If you're sitting down, you can throw your feet out and catch yourself before you crash, you know?
Yeah, your butt's a pendulum. Your butt becomes a pendulum that you can put your weight on to get your feet behind you and catch yourself. If you're standing up, you've got nothing, dude, except for putting your foot back, and you're putting yourself in danger of like hyperextending your knee, you know, and just, or even as you're falling backwards, your weight's going to be on the cranks, which is going to make you loop faster and harder, which the centrifugal force is going to whip you back. Standing up is going to be much easier to get the wheel up because you can mash down. But the same problem that gets your wheel up, if you start to fall, is going to make your wheel snap back even farther and make you fall you're going to hit the ground harder than you would if you were on your seat. Sit on your butt, pull your feet, and even practice, like as you're riding a wheelie, practice pulling your feet to the side, slide off of the, like your feet back into the sides, without looping. Just practice getting your feet off the pedals. Is not a bad way to get comfortable and get your brain in that muscle memory of what that's like. But
yeah, plus
I think you're on the right track.
Isaac, standing up, excuse me, standing up also changes your fulcrum. It changes the geometry of where the sweet spot is, you know, and everything that you just said is so true, but it's like, it does change things when you stand up. You don't have that balance point in the same sweet spot anymore. You've changed all that.
Yep.
I think you've minimized it, but yeah, just consider that too.
Yeah. And where do you live at, Roman? You're in Texas, yeah?
Yeah, I'm up in here in Round Rock near Austin.
Okay. I would recommend, there's a great group. How close to Austin are you?
Real close.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look up on Instagram, Cap City Cruisers. Great group of guys are out there. Austin has a great ride out scene. And, a ride out is essentially just a bunch of dudes, all age, all bikes, that go out and ride together. And there's nothing that can help more than just getting familiar with your bike, just getting your brain comfortable with the geometry and riding that bike on two wheels, not one, riding two wheels, and just having a good time on your bike with a bunch of like-minded folks. And Craig can speak to the ride outs a lot more than I can, but it's a giant, like homeboy party on two wheels, all ages, all bikes. You'll have people out there on road bikes, on mountain bikes, on BMX 20-inch bikes. You'll see some monster quads, exactly like you're riding, the 29s. But man, get out there and find that community. Just like there's a local skateboard community that you can plug into and get your stoke and your motivation up. Cap City is a great place. Cap City Cruisers is a great group of folks that you can ride with out there in Austin. And just follow a couple of those dudes. Look for, if you just search Austin Ride Out, and if anybody here is following us on Instagram, what's your Instagram handle?
It's Prodigal, PRODIGAL hyphen Sons, SUNS.
Okay, so you guys tag Roman if you have anything going on in or around Austin. Tag him, man, and send it to him. Follow Roman and get out there and help him get connected into that bike life scene out there. And the thing about it, dude, is it's like the way I tell people about wheelies and stuff like that is, if you drive I call it a stick shift. Some people call it like a manual, transmission. But if you think about the first time you started driving a stick shift, you were conscious about, I'm going to press the clutch, I'm going to move this stick, then I'm going to let off the clutch, give it some gas, all kinds of sketch. You follow that person a year later, and they're steering with their knee now, and they're shifting, messing with their phone, holding a cup of coffee from Starbucks, and not even thinking about shifting or what gear they're in, because of that muscle memory, and they've thought it out. So the same is true for bikes, man. Same's true for skateboards. Your brain will catch up to your body will catch up to your brain, and things will be a lot easier just getting comfortable with that bike. So.
Have you guys ever, so wearing a backpack, you guys ever crashed like that? Like that really helps a lot, huh?
Anything to dissipate that energy from you falling straight back, dude. Like when I was a kid, I used to wrestle, right? And so it's that, when you fall on the mat and you have to, you put your arms out to get the energy displaced down your body, through your back, out to your hands. You can't do that on concrete, but anything that'll, it's not like you're going to bounce off and be like, oh, I fell off of a cloud. No, it's still going to hurt. It's still going to hurt. It's still going to do all that, but it will displace some of that energy from you falling back, and it keeps you from just straight rib to concrete, which is, again, like I tell some people, man, try, riding on the sidewalk, pull up and then ride into the grass and try some wheelies on grass just to get, and I'm not telling you like, oh, you can, it's not going to be easy to wheelie in the grass, but what I'm trying to do is get you to get comfortable with your mind, getting comfortable with that free floating sweet spot, that Matt Rickard calls it a wedge, but there's that area where you're like weightless on the back wheel, and you just got to get your brain comfortable with that and get your brain to believe in yourself that I can control this. And you kind of saw it in your video. You get like 6 or 7 pedals and like your wheel's starting to fall down and you're pedaling faster and harder to try and keep the wheel up. And you kind of start seeing it and you start, you're feathering the brake a little bit. It just takes time, brother. So,
well, that's what and Isaac, great points, because that's what I think the backpack does too. It's not going to be like you said, falling on a cloud where you're like, oh, I'm so glad I had a backpack on with a pillow in it. I didn't even feel that. What it does also is it gives you that mental game. Like you have the feeling like, hey, I've got this backpack on now. I can, there's more comfort knowing that you've got something on, whether it does or doesn't protect you. It's like a mental thing. Like, okay, I'm going to feel more confident. I think that's what it is. It's confidence, Isaac. It's like, it's a mental thing more than a protective piece of equipment on your back. Right. So
yeah, it's definitely not going to make it okay, but it'll make it better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. It's a major placebo effect. It's like a weapon of warfare. Go ahead and put that backpack on, all the pads, the helmet, and you're ready to go out and do it again.
Exactly.
I know I'll have it. I know I'll get it soon. And the reason I catch all the crashes is because I film everything. I like to show every time I get defeated. I think I get a lot of value out of it. I mean, a lot of times I have to get the crash out of the way. When it's something new and I'm afraid of it, I just get it out of the way. I had done a collab with another YouTuber over learning a trick called the sweeper in the bowl. And it was one of these things where I wasn't limber enough. I couldn't get my body in the right position. And I told him, I'll give you a crash no matter what. I'm going to give it my all. And I did. And as soon as I gave him that crash, I had it. I had the trick, because it's like some wires connect after you finally know how bad it's going to be. I don't ever want to flip a wheelie again, and I probably won't, but we'll see.
You will. And
no, really?
you will, bro. Like,
get that backpack, dude.
Here's the thing. Yeah. Don't anticipate that, because all you're doing is set yourself up for failure, dude. Like, my good friend, Craig's great friend, Matt Rickard, pro SE rider. I think I see that dude. I mean, he pushes it. Like he goes 112 on everything. But that dude crashes at least once a month. You'll see a good crash on his page. Like we joke behind the scenes. Like, dude, I think he has a scab on his elbow or his knee that literally he's had for a year. Like I every time I'll talk to him and be like, hey, how's that scab? He's like, oh yeah, it's, started to heal, pulled it off, started to heal, pull it. He has a permanent scab from falling because he goes 110. So what I don't want you to do is set yourself up for that. Like, okay, you get one crash and no, dude, you're going to fall off the back of that bike. Just like you fall off your skateboard, it's part of life. But what I can tell you is the more that you get comfortable with that bike, the more your brain is going to get agile on that bike and anticipate the things that you need to do to get off of the bike quicker. So yes, you're going to fall. Yes, you're going to get better at it. Don't quit. So, bro, I think we're going to,
Isaac.
Yeah.
Isaac, when are you falling that much on a, like, man, I can't imagine doing that too many more times. To be honest with you.
Yeah, no, see, here's the thing. You're not going to fall the same way that you did this time. Your body's your brain is going to anticipate, and your body's going to learn how to fall. It's right now, if I were to go out and skate, for example, I haven't skated, and I'm going to wrap up here in a second, but I haven't skated since and this is going to date me, and you'll probably have to, did you skate in the 80s? Or did you follow skateboarding? Okay. Was it Rob Roskop that had the like every month the new, like something more came out of that deck, and it was like more, and then all of a sudden a reveal, and then there was like the skull came out. And I had that deck, and I remember I went to a skate shop, and I got a foam core deck. It was like one of the first foam core skateboard decks. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, I was like, yes. And I was a freestyler, but all my friends skated too. And I was like, man, I'm gonna learn to ollie. And I could ollie on carpet. I could ollie on grass. I could do, we called them bomb drops, but I don't know if that's the right term, when you just like jump off of something to land on your deck. And so I was like, I can ollie pretty high on my carpet in my apartment, you know, in my bedroom. So I tried to ollie up a curb, looped out, dude, totally. I probably cracked my skull. Like I hit, my bell got rung so hard. I was like, you know, borderline throwing up concussion. Now that's that one fall, right? But in that fall, like Craig likes to say, and I think you picked this up from Tucker from Urban Misfit podcast, but spills build skills. And so as you fall, you learn how not to fall at the same time, which is kind of what you're describing with your friend's collaboration. Like it took that fall to get the trick. And I would argue it took that fall so your brain could process all the different movements and the inertia and the physics of what the move you were trying to do, so that you could accomplish that trick. And so are you going to fall again flat like that? Doubt it. I doubt it. I think your brain is going to remember. Your brain's a pretty resilient organ in your body. And I think it's going to remember what you did. And you're going to be more conscious and aware of your surroundings. But can I tell you not to expect to fall again? No, like you will fall again. I fall all the time. You know what I mean? Like what I have learned to do is jump off my bike a lot sooner than a lot of people. I don't commit like I did when I was a kid. So, dude, you're gonna be fine. Keep it up. Go find the Cap City cruisers, ride with them, have a good time. Craig, any parting words of wisdom you have for Roman? You fall a lot. You fall a lot too, dude. Like,
well, you know, I do. I try not to, but I feel like, and I'll just close it out in this conversation piece here. I feel like and we were talking about the other night, if you're not crashing, you're not trying. I feel like if I know I'm going to have moments, because I'm always wanting to try new stuff, and I'm not the best rider in the world. I'm not the craziest guy out there. But I do like riding pretty aggressive, and I like having a lot of fun.
You are the prettiest out there.
I pretty much am. I mean, thank you, Isaac. But
you're welcome.
You know, I got to say, Roman, one of the best things that I liked, and the reason that this conversation, the sit down with you, is so cool, because you're every guy, including myself, that we know that just captured that moment on film. Like I said earlier, you're humble about it. You're like, man, I mean, you're to the point where maybe I should have done that took that advice that someone thought or mentioned that I thought was kind of whack at first. But now maybe that sounds like a good idea, as I'm holding these bruised ribs trying to figure out how I'm going to put shampoo in my hair in the morning, you know. So
learn how to wipe with your left hand. You know what I mean? I get it. I get it.
Exactly, dude. So no, seriously, thank you for that, because we've all been there, dude. And to hear you like just be like, hey man, I'm getting back on this bike again. I'm going to do this. I have reservations, but I'm not going to let it defeat me. That comes from all the years of your skating, just being that guy, like, I'm going to go out there, you know, I'm going to send it. And so that captivated me to like watch the video, to reach out to you, because you're every guy that Isaac and I know. And now we know you. And thank you for putting that on your YouTube channel, to be like, because I think, you know, there's probably some out there who get stuff like that kind of content, and they're like, no way I'm showing this. I'm not showing my worst moment. Or is it my best moment? You know,
it's that inception, dude, you know? And so,
yeah, exactly.
So keep in touch, man. I want to follow along with your journey. Definitely get that GoPro ready, get out there in Austin, get some miles on your bike, and have fun, man. Just, you know, you're a kid at heart. I'm a kid at heart. Craig's a kid at heart. You know, our fans, we all do the same thing, man. We're all in this together. We're all a bunch of old dudes having a great time on our bikes, doing the best we can, working around the injuries that we've stacked up and racked up along the way, man. And you do yours. The minute you stop, dude, is the minute you get old, bro. And so just continue to have fun. Keep in touch. Follow my guy Roman at Prodigal Sons on YouTube. Go watch his videos, man. It's just a treat to see someone being so transparent and so I'm air quoting normal, but like normal to guys like you, me, and someone watching this, that this is what we do. We can't give up. We can't stop. We wouldn't be good at being not aggressive on skateboards and bikes and whatever it is that you find fun, man. Makes us the best dads, the best husbands, the best people for those of us around that we love. So thanks for being here, man. Take care. And, make sure next time you're in Austin, you go to Cooper's on 7th. It's a great place. It's my favorite barbecue in the world. Definitely hit that place. And Voodoo Donuts, shout out to them. Not getting paid. Just a real shout out.
Unless they want to send you some donuts, and then
unless Voodoo wants to send donuts and dude, if that's the case, shout out to Franklin's barbecue in Austin. But yeah, if anybody wants to have some good barbecue, Cooper's on 7th. Or Cooper's on Congress and 7th is really good. Anyway, I'm going to quit talking. Craig, send us out, brother.
No problem, Isaac, man. First and foremost, I want to thank Roman from Prodigal Sons for being on the show today on Big Bike BMX. Everybody who's here, we love you all. Thank you again for joining us on another episode here at Big Bike BMX. Smash that subscribe button, hit that little notification bell so you don't miss anything coming up here on YouTube for Big Bike BMX. From Isaac and I, thanks, everyone. We want to thank our sponsors again. We want to thank KnightBikeCompany. We want to thank PhoenixBikeCompany, RideOutSupply, CrushedMX. We talked about OldBones Therapy today, so I want everybody to go check those guys out. Who did I miss, Isaac?
Etnies shoes.
Definitely Etnies shoes. And
JTRacingusa.
Check out JTRacingusa and CrushedMX gloves. I think I covered all of it.
I think you got them, brother.
Man, thanks again, everyone.
Bike Company, shout out to them.
Yeah, we got PhoenixBikeCompany in the house. Okay. So thanks again, everyone. Thanks for hanging out again. We love you all. Peace out.